Okay, good morning, everyone. This is Kelly Masters, and this is our March Michigan Financial Wellness Network meeting. Thank you for joining this morning, and we are going to record this so that folks who are unable to join us can watch this on demand from our YouTube channel. I have a lot of very interesting information to share today. So I know folks will continue to join as we move through this time together, but in the interest of time and to respect everyone else's time who was here on time, we are going to go ahead and get started. So today is our final official partner planning meeting for Financial Wellness Month, which of course is all of April. However, we will be continuing to gather and collaborate throughout the year as this group decided last October. So our next scheduled gathering is going to be super fun, very cool, and it is our kickoff event for all of our combined efforts that will take place throughout the month of April. So please be sure that you have that date on your calendar. You're not going to want to miss it. March 24th, 8:30. I'll send you the Zoom link here in a couple of days, probably, once I have this recording edited and posted to the YouTube channel. So be sure that is on your calendar. I promise you're not going to want to miss it. And for those who have attended our kickoff events in the past, you know that I always work very hard to bring something that is relevant to you as professionals, but also fills your personal bucket in some way. So this year is no different, although it will be virtual. It is going to be fun, informative, and just a great way to start your day. As you know, it's been at least since October, I have been talking with everyone in Michigan about the change of direction that the Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago has taken with their Money Smart Week campaign, and have been very clear in the direction that we are not to use the Money Smart Week brand, their logo, and that all of what they are asking partners to do is to be promotional partners for what looks to be 8 virtual presentations that will take place between April 10th and 17th, one a day, and that they requested no local programming take place. So anyone who has been in these meetings over the past 6 months knows this. And we have gone to great lengths to continue building on the momentum of what we have built here in Michigan over the better part of at least a decade, so as to not lose that momentum and so that we can continue to serve the needs of Michigan residents and Michigan financial wellness partners. So today I'm going to share with you a correspondence that I received this week and just remind everyone that the Money Smart Week trademark and brand is owned by the Federal Reserve Bank, and that we are not to be using it. To add to that, I want to share with you just a small section of a letter that I received to my attention that the Federal Reserve Bank, in addition to respecting the trademark of Money Smart Week, they're requesting that the 2 words in sequence of money and smart not be used either. So this came from the legal department of the Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago, that they are requesting the words money, smart, that term, not be used. So although I have lawyers looking at this right now, we have far too much important work to do to expend any of our resources of time, energy, money, thought on this. So I am rebranding a couple of things that we have been doing for as much as 8 or 9 years, so that to the best of our ability, we can abide by this demand. Whether it is legitimate or not is secondary, in my opinion. We have not and will not use the Money Smart Week brand. But whenever possible, perhaps we can also avoid using the sequence of words money and smart together as it relates to our work here in Michigan. So I share this slide with you simply to share 2 partial paragraphs from a 2-page typed document that I received this week. With that said, I'm going to move on to the work at hand and all of the wonderful and fabulous things that are happening here in Michigan to serve our residents. On the 25th of March, the House of Representatives in Michigan is going to introduce a resolution that will name the month of April as Financial Wellness Month for all of Michigan. And this is very exciting. Unfortunately, my graphics are not showing this morning. Back on track. So the Michigan House of Representatives is very supportive of what we're doing and drafted this resolution, which has been revised and resubmitted. So very excited to have that happen. And that will take place, I believe, on the 25th of this month. So the news media loves to see that. They get the updates from state legislature, so this will appear in their weekly report. So some news, exciting news to share, that we do have another new underwriting partner for our work, and special thanks to old friends that are coming back aboard, our MESP and MET 529 and prepaid college plan folks. And so they have agreed to come aboard and support the work that we are doing and participate and gladly share the various educational programs that they offer. And they are also helping to underwrite a couple of cool contests that Michigan State University Extension is offering. So more on that to come. But as I always do, I love to thank our fabulous underwriting partners, because with the Michigan Financial Wellness Network and all of the work that we do throughout the year, it does take funding. It takes our time, our talents, our treasures. And so, the folks at Ally Financial and Michigan Credit Union Foundation, Raymond James, Oakland County, Michigan Works, JP Studinger Group, Michigan Council on Economic Education, of course, continues to be our fiscal agent. And now we can welcome MET and MESP to that underwriting partner category. So very excited to announce that and very grateful for their involvement. A few programming updates. So for those of you who are aware of or participating in our Smart Money Michigan Kids Read, we did produce 7,500 custom copies of Cinders McLeod's Give It. And that was with funding from our Michigan credit unions through their Credit Union Foundation and our strategic partner at the Library of Michigan. So thanks for their assistance, as well as, you know, my rock star librarian, Julie Farkas, who is a key part of the implementation of getting the books out to individual libraries. So you're aware, we did get those sorted and packed and shipped last week, actually on the trucks this past Monday. So March 8th, those are headed out to those libraries that made the request. I'm also excited to announce that we do have a scheduled recording time for our Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist, who is going to be our guest reader this year. I delivered a copy of the book. They are scheduled to do the recording early next week. And so I should have a video that can be shared out with participating libraries and anyone really who wants to utilize that book, the story, and the message of Give It in their financial wellness programming. So that's exciting. That's a new development because that is now confirmed, and I'm thrilled, absolutely thrilled to have his involvement for a lot of reasons, and to have him as our guest reader this year. On the front of our Smart Money Magic Show, we are digitizing it. It is nearly finished, and we just have some redos to do based on a correspondence that I received this week. So low-income schools in particular, it is geared toward elementary K through 5 with an increased focus on economically disadvantaged communities. Teachers will have the ability, once they've registered, so that I have their email addresses, they will have the ability to use the 5 minutes, there's 5-minute segments, about 9 of them, I believe, that each focus on a different topic in age-appropriate ways with humor and sleight of hand and magic. Or they can use the continuous long play 45-minute show and run it all at one time. So I am still accepting registration for elementary school teachers. So anyone interested in having me send that link to an elementary school that they may work with, please send me an email and I will get that packet sent out to the elementary schools or the individual teachers that you asked me to. So, and it's turning out well. I frankly didn't really know how well this would work, but so far we have 104 educators who have registered, and the segments are fun, they're short, they're generally between 4 and 7 minutes. So on average, they're about 5 minutes in length. So another update on the programming front, the Funding the Future musical groups have successfully moved to a virtual delivery for middle and high schools. So we also have 2 new performers. Very excited to add Carter Halsey and Cindy Winters, who is actually a Broadway performer. So interested schools can request consideration by emailing me, and I can put them in touch with the right people for scheduling and sponsorship. So this is a $3,500 program that through the support of Anthem Advisors, of course, Colleen Schoen that you all know, and Raymond James Advisors, that sponsor these programs that go into middle and high school students. And it is fantastic. For those who do not know, I'm happy to send you a link to where you can see an overview of what the program consists of. Essentially, it is professional musicians kind of doing a show, like a concert, an abbreviated concert. And then they, from a personal perspective, they tell their personal story. They talk about things that young people need to be aware of as it relates to their financial wellness and their financial health. So generally runs about 60 minutes in total, and they are now doing this virtually. So we're not trying to schedule school-wide assemblies in the auditorium. They have a platform that's been proven to work with educators and has been very successful. So exciting on that front. The Fempreneur Summit for female business owners is happening. So the online networking and skill building event on April 22nd, that is a new date. We didn't have a date until just recently. So you can put that on your calendar. And see, I'm going to add to the chat. I just added something to the chat, a couple of links that you all need to have. Someone says, can a nonprofit such as Boys and Girls Club register to see the magic show? Okay, so let me back up on the magic show front. My contract with our sponsor, Ally Financial, covers the cost of digitizing this program and making it available to schools. So at this time, I'm not able to expand that because we are respecting the fact that our performer, this is how he makes a living. So we're not going to cannibalize the rest of his business. But if you wanted to email me with a specific question, we can always talk about that. But this is, again, respecting the business practice and the business arrangement that we have for usage of this content. So right now we are focused on K-5 elementary schools in the state of Michigan that can utilize this, this program at no cost. For community centers, other organizations, libraries, they can all contract directly with the performer to do a Facebook Live, to do a Zoom. He's done many, many programs virtually over the last year. So that's what I would recommend. So back to the Fempreneur Summit. This is for female small business owners. And as you know, we've typically done this the last several years at the Vista Tech Center at Schoolcraft. Last year, because we couldn't do it in person, we converted to an online platform, which, although it wasn't the same, in some ways it was as good because we were able to include people who geographically would not be able to participate if they had to drive to Livonia. So we are doing a prelude to June because we do have the in-person Fempreneur Summit scheduled for a date in June that escapes me at the moment. But we are going to do a prelude event as part of the Financial Wellness Month on April 22nd. So stay tuned for more details on that. And I'm super excited to be able to do that again this April. It's kind of a mini version or a preparation version in advance of our in-person event that we, fingers crossed, hope we'll be able to do in June. And now my mouse has disappeared. This is just a challenging. All right, there it is. Okay, another programming update. A couple of cool, exciting things I want to share. And one of those is I referenced earlier, Michigan State University Extension has 2 contests for youth that they are running that are happening right now. So the first is Show Your Money Smarts contest, which they have been doing for several years, is geared toward 14 to 17-year-olds, and it is an online contest. So again, it's not in person, it is done online, and it is self-paced. A student does not need to have a teacher sponsor, so individual children can participate. They do have to have parental or guardianship permission. And then the second contest is the Cash Composition Essay Contest, and that one is for 9 to 13-year-olds. That is, this is the 3rd year, I think, that they are doing the 2nd or 3rd year. And they have amazing prizes for 1st through 5th place. So lots of young people can win at different levels. And so MSU Extension is implementing this both of these contests. So anyone who works with youth in those age groups is welcome to share the information and encourage those children to participate. There's no cost for participation, and students can win one of 5 prizes for each of those 2 contests. So they are separated. Cash Composition is for 9 to 13-year-olds. Show Your Money Smarts is for 14 to 19-year-olds. And the new exciting and cool thing about this is that our friends at the MESP and MET is offering the 1st place prize. Are you guys ready for this? Drum roll, please. For both of those contests, the winner, the 1st place winner, will have their choice of either a smaller cash prize of it's $250 for the Show Your Money Smarts contest, or a $1,000 contribution to the 529. The Cash Composition Essay Contest is either a cash prize of $400 or, again, a $1,000 contribution to their 529. So I see in the chat, our friend Lori Rivetto from MSU Extension is posting the one sheets for both of those. And we will have these posted on our collective events page, along with other things that you all have been submitting. So I'm just giving you the intel that these two things are available and can literally plug and play in your local communities. So Lori, thanks for putting in the URL where people can get more information on both of those contests. So thanks to MSU Extension, and thank you so much to MET and MESP for coming forward this year with amazing first place prize winners. And it will be interesting to see what those winners choose: the enticement of immediate cash in hand or a far greater value monetarily into a 529. I know what my kid would be asked to pick if she were to do this. So there's information about those two opportunities. And then also wanted to share update from the Oakland County Michigan Works, their financial fitness initiative, which Linda has been telling us about for at least a couple of months. That Oakland County Michigan Works, which started participating in our 8-day program several years ago and then expanded to the full month of April, has now decided that they are going to be doing programming throughout the year. And certainly as part of our Financial Wellness Month, but throughout the year as well. So Linda, if you're interested, I welcome you to post some things in the chat as well. But just know that we'll also be promoting these events and making that information available to everybody who's in our Michigan Financial Wellness Network. And these programs this year will be virtual as well. So again, no geographic limitations, no geographic boundaries. So 2021, we're moving ahead, we're forging ahead strong, just in a little bit of a different format. So looking for my mouse. Okay, so my to-do list for you. I've mentioned this every meeting, and so far we have, for folks who are interested in collaborating with others in the statewide network that we have formalized, you do need to enter your information into our partner collaboration form. Although we have over 1,100 people who are in our kind of e-news distribution database, that is not something that we share. That is simply for me to communicate out to all of our partners. If you would like to have your information made available to other partners in the network, you need to complete the form. And that form, again, I posted the link in the chat, is it's just a Google form. So it's very easy, it's very simple. And then I can download that into a spreadsheet and I can share it with others who are in that network. Basically, you are self-selecting to receive that list and to be contacted by other folks in the network. So I'm going to repost those links again. And again, these are all in the monthly newsletter that I've been emailing out to everyone. So if you go look at the last edition that you received from me, you will find the links to this form, as well as to our social media outlets, which, don't worry, I am in the process of revising, but you can still go there and like and share posts from our Facebook page, and you can go to our Twitter account and you can follow and retweet posts from there as well. Those are the two social media platforms that I'm currently managing. So sometimes I get questions about Instagram or other things. And at this time, those are the two platforms that I am managing. And then the other thing that I wanted to remind everyone is that we will be having a cumulative or a combined events webpage. I may have to move it to a different location online, but I still am encouraging people to submit your events to our Google form. Once I have a minute to come up for air, I will be posting those online and I will share that location out with everybody. And of course, use all of our marketing channels to drive consumers to that page. So that Google form address is in the chat, as well as in the e-newsletter that I send out to you once, maybe twice a month. So just wanted to remind everyone to please do that. I have received submissions from several libraries. Thank you for that. I've received numerous submissions from Wayne Metro. I've received submissions from MSU Extension and a variety of others. So I think we are now up to, I want to say 33 or 34 events that have been entered into that Google form, which I can then download and post online here in the very near future. Okay, so continue to enter your events into the Google form if they are ready, if they are non-solicitous and open to the public. So to conclude my formal remarks, I just want to remind folks of where we are. As we have had for the past, since 2018, our fiscal agent is the Michigan Council on Economic Education. I'm extremely grateful for our strategic partnerships and our underwriting partners, the new partnerships that I'm working to develop and are coming online. You see, we've had numerous meetings since October 8th when a significant shift took place based on the vote and feeling of partners here in the state of Michigan. And please be sure that you are going to attend our March 24th kickoff. I promise you it will be the best way to start your day possible. And then all of April 1 through 30 is Financial Wellness Month across Michigan, and it aligns with the National Financial Literacy Month campaign. So I have, before we break into some networking groups, I am going to stop screen sharing because I want to ask a question. And let's see. So I would like everyone to vote. I have a very simple poll so that as I look beyond April, I'd like to know what the desire of partners is. So between May and September, what do you think our partner meeting schedule should consist of? So we know that April is this heightened public awareness campaign for financial wellness. And we also know that partners in Michigan have spoken very loudly and clearly that we do not want to only work together for the month of April. So my question to the group, historically, for those who don't know, historically, we would meet in March, we would do all of our programming in April, and then we would not get together again until October. But that was under a different model. So now my question to the group is, I'm willing to do whatever people want to do, whatever they think would be most beneficial. And so far, I only have 6 votes, but there are a lot more than that of you on the call. So if you would please participate in the poll, this is a chance for me to efficiently hear from as many of you as possible. So basically, I'm wondering, should we continue meeting on a monthly basis, even throughout the summer, when sometimes it is harder to get people together? Or should we meet in May, right after Financial Wellness Month, and then take the summer off entirely, so kind of the opposite of what we've done historically, and then come back together in September? Or do you think we should kind of use a hybrid approach, and that is meet in May, get together once during the summer, maybe in July, because that's like the middle of the summer, and then come back in September to resume that monthly meeting? So I guess that third option is basically saying, do you think we need to meet every month during the summer, or should we just get together one time over the course of those 3 months? Okay, so it looks like the majority of you, and this is really not helpful because the votes are equally split, if you can believe this. So I'm going to end polling so that you guys can see. I had everybody but 2 folks. Everybody but 2 folks voted, and it is nearly equally divided between the 3. So yeah, Okay, well, I guess that does tell me something. That tells me that we're not of one mind, which is okay. And I guess I'll just decide when, and maybe we just continue to have a monthly meeting, and if people can make it, great. But if they can't, they can't. I'd rather get together and continue for folks who need that or who want that than to just vanish for a period of time. So, well, thank you for participating. It wasn't as definitive as I had hoped, but that's all right. So with that, the last thing that I was going to show, and I don't really even know that I need to show it, is as we go into some breakouts. Or if you guys have questions of me, you can go ahead and ask me. But basically, the last thing we typically have been doing is we'll go into a couple of breakout rooms, right? So that you can continue building relationships in a small group, because it's hard to sometimes really make a meaningful connection when there are 20 people in the room, but you can do it in a group of, 8 or 10. So that's what I have planned for the next segment of our meeting, unless there are, yes, the kickoff is at 8:30 in the morning. So on March 24th, one of the questions in the chat is that also at 8:30 a.m.? Yes. Be sure to block that off. Okay, yes, Holly, it is 8:30 on March 24th. Yes, and someone else suggested, could we send out the poll in an email? Yeah, that's a good idea. I can do that. I always figure the people who come to the meetings, their votes are weighted more heavily because you're here. But yeah, I can do a poll, a broader poll as well. Because sometimes I worry that people who don't come are voting, and then they're kind of skewing the decision making. So, okay, more questions in the chat. Okay. Yeah, if you've already submitted your event information in the Google form, you should be able to go back in and enter it or edit it. If you're not able to edit it, Dawn, then I guess go ahead and resubmit it, and then I can just delete the previous one. But I think you should be able to go back in and just edit your entry. If that doesn't work, you can resubmit it. That's fine. I think I've answered all the questions in the chat. You guys, there's a lot of good resources in here from MSUE and Oakland County, Michigan Works. So there are the links that I spoke about in the meeting. So I think we still have time. I am going to, let's see. I am going to just do two breakout rooms. Assign automatically. So we have another 20 minutes of our time together. So I'm going to do 2 breakout rooms and give you guys only about 15 minutes. And then we're going to come back together for any closing questions or comments. Okay. So accept the invitation. Here it comes. So hopefully you see an invitation and you can simply accept it. And we'll be back in 10 minutes. Okay, as we are coming to the end of our hour together, I do want to say thanks to everyone who was able to make it this morning, and for all of the work that you are doing and continue to do on behalf of Michigan residents and our collective and individual financial wellness. I am always available by email, is probably the best way to reach me. So you can send me an email. I work kind of off hours sometimes, so don't be surprised if you hear from me at 3, 4 in the morning. moneysmartmichigan@gmail.com is my email address that I've had for a decade. And I'm going to formally conclude today's meeting. However, that doesn't mean that we have to all leave. So I'm just going to end the recording, and then we can just unmic or unmute everybody. And if you have questions of me, I'm happy to answer them to the best of my ability. If you want to ask questions of one another, perhaps there's somebody in the room that wasn't in your breakout, feel free to do that. So at this time, I'm just going to end the recording, say thanks all for being here. I'll see you on March 24th at 8:30 a.m. Watch your email for the next e-news with the Zoom link for that. And have a great day.